Let me just say something to you that just might hit a nerve. You weren't ignored by them because you weren't enough. You were overlooked because you were too available. Too available. And wait, that's not a bad thing sometimes. For the right person, that's a good thing. But for a person that isn't deserving of you, it's way too much. You showed up too easy. You forgave real quick, almost too fast. You stayed way too long. You loved too hard. And again, none of this is wrong for the right person. And when something is always there, people stop protecting it. Think about something that you know you have that you know is yours, right? You know that purse is yours. You know those shoes are yours. You know, well, I can't say the house and the car because if you don't pay it, they'll come and take it away. But you know the sense of what I mean. Something that you value. Maybe it's a ring you bought. Maybe it's a watch you bought. You know that belongs to you. It's yours. When people tend to think that they own you or that you'll never let go because there's something about them that you just really love, not realizing the heart that you had, they don't value it. You're always there. People stop protecting what they don't consider valuable anymore. Not everybody. Now, not a day goes by because they don't have you anymore. They don't think about you. See, if you think about it, and I want you to go back to that relationship. You kind of on the heel side of it right now. But go back to that relationship and think about how you answered every call, every text message. You made excuses constantly for their behavior because you loved them. You stayed when they disrespected you because you loved them. You gave access without accountability because you loved them, right? You made it easy for them to treat you casually. This ain't no judgment to anybody. I've been there. But I'm just giving you an understanding why the relationship possibly didn't work, why they took advantage of such a good thing that you were to them. Because you were too available to them to be valued. They didn't value you. They just felt you would always be there. Now, not a day goes by that they don't think about you. See, you were showing up with such loyalty that they never had before. And because you all were 6 months, a year in deep, they thought, she gonna always be there. He gonna always be there. He ain't going nowhere. He love this good thing. And you know what? They were showing up because you were with convenience for them. And it's not because you were weak. You just loved with no guardrails, with no boundaries. You thought if I love them harder, they'll see just how much I love them. If I stay a little longer, they'll change. They could get better because we see potential. We assume that we see potential in the next person. Not realizing until a person is really ready to change and they really value what you bring to the table, they're not going to change. They really aren't. Or you felt if I explain myself, they'll get it. Something in that light, they'll have a light bulb moment, something in their mind will go off. But availability without boundaries teaches people they don't have to try hard enough to keep you because you're always going to be there. Your presence to them was not valued. They didn't value you as a person because they didn't have to work hard for you. They didn't have to work to make the relationship work. You were consistent even when they were careless with your heart. You were patient because, again, you saw potential. Even when they were selfish with you, you were present. Even when they gave half of who they were, because see, half of with you. What that song say? Just can't help myself. You know your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. I don't know who that man is singing, but that song always comes to me when I think about the relationship I just got out of. You were present, even when they were giving you half of you, because their body was there with you sometimes, but their mind was on the other side of town. See, you were in their mind while they were over there. She'll be here. He'll be there. They ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. They'll always answer. Because, see, they don't want to get their own place. They don't want to do those kind of things. I take care of a lot of things. And when people feel secure with you without being intentional with your feelings in your heart, They stopped being respectful, not because you weren't special, but because you made special feel normal to them. And here's the part they don't tell you. Relationship experts, your family, your friends, they didn't start missing you because they suddenly matured. They started missing you because access to you ended. It ended. You still see the text message they send. You still see them looking at your social media, but you don't respond. You don't respond to that because you're on your healing journey. If you're smart, some of you don't block them, so you don't even see any of that. The calls stopped. The emotional support stopped. The safety net stopped. And that's when the value showed up. That's when they now recognize, man, I had something in her. I had something in him, and I messed that up. And it's not because you changed, but because they finally left what you used to carry for them. They finally felt that. They finally feel now. I don't know who this is meant for, but for whatever reason, this has just been placed on my heart this week. There is somebody that keeps trying to come back because now they recognize what they had in you, the loyalty, the certainty that they had. But again, like I said, when you make yourself available to people that don't value or respect you, they don't value the diamond that you are. And now it's nobody checks on me like you. Nobody understands me like you. Nobody holds me like you, because peace is loud when it's gone. Stability is obvious when it's missing, and you were stable for them. And now the days go by, they don't think, dang, man, they really cared about me. They really loved my dirty draws. They really loved me. But here's the difference now. You're not available like you used to be to them. You don't rush to fix situations for them because you don't even talk to them. You hear about the things and the struggles they're going through. You don't have to over-explain yourself to anybody where you used to do that with them and they were used to that. You're not chasing clarity anymore because you're finding clarity in your peace. You're grown. You grew up. You matured. God had to teach you that love without limits is self-abandonment, that being kind doesn't mean being accessible, that loyalty doesn't mean tolerating the disrespect from them. So God didn't remove them to punish you. He removed them to protect you, to protect your peace, to protect your heart. To protect your heart. Because what you kept loving and kept giving yourself to was never meant to be free. Free in the sense that you gave and you just gave without any reciprocation. None whatsoever. They weren't paying any attention to the value. Not everyone deserves front row access to your heart. And so I say this to you. So yeah, you were too available to be valued. And now not a day goes by that they don't think about you and what you meant to them and what they really had in you. But that's not your cue to go back. Just because they're now reaching out to people you know, they're trying to get back in the inner circle. That's your confirmation that your absence finally taught them what your presence could never teach them. And that is your value. You didn't lose them. You found you. I want you to hear that. And I celebrate that. You have finally found you. And that is an upgrade, as Beyonce said. That's an upgrade. I pray that you know someone that is so deserving of you, God is going to bring in your life. Lonely seasons don't feel good. Heartache doesn't feel good. But dealing with a person that does not respect your value, your worth, your loyalty to them hurts even worse. And the longer we continue to stay in that dysfunction, people will continue to take advantage of what they don't value. So I am glad you finally found you. I am glad you have now opened yourself up for your Boaz, your person, your purpose partner, your rib to come into your life. That is something to be celebrated. And I want you to know you were just too available to them to be valued. Now the day goes by now that they don't think about that. Celebrate you. This is victory for you. This is something to be celebrated and applauded. I celebrate you. You are valuable. Understand that. Walk in that. Hold your head up high. And it's not arrogantly. No, not arrogantly. Hold your head up high knowing who you are and what you have to offer. Be blessed, my sister and brother. Shalom.